Get
No,
the cheese?
no, it's me something.
How are the
Emma.
boys grown?
Oh,
since
they're,
last time you saw
y'all,
us?
it just broke my heart, cause at the school they're at, here's the door, you park here, you do not go past this line, and they bring you your children, you do not go in.
Right.
And so Bodie got to the door and he saw me, he was just banging on the back, go, 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 go. So I opened the door and they said, the Cullison kids aren't coming out today. And it was like, Bodie was like, what? You're gonna let me out? And then they came in. It was pretty cool.
Well, that was torture for that little boy.
I know. They were just,
Let's see the Coco.
yeah, he did. Oh my gosh. And he wore John out swinging and playing basketball and
Oh,
all
Good.
that. But they had a good time. They had a
Disturbing
good time.
statistic today that high school students, there is an 18% surge in ones that were supposed to graduate that have not finished.
Have not finished.
Because they had to do online to finish out.
Surprise, 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 surprise.
So 18% surge in the kids not finishing?
So
Right, from
instead of,
last year.
yeah, so you're only looking at 82% of the kids to have
Yeah.
the requirements.
They
to
should.
Or she couldn't find the presentation, so you.
Oh. Well, we've had company and a death, and so I'm way behind on
Okay, I'm
everything. So
sorry.
I saw Robin. Well, Luann Super is related
yes,
to
yes,
John
yes.
on Luann's
Speak of the devil.
mother's side.
Yes, okay.
And Sharon and Bubba were related on the father's side,
Sorry, oh, I'm so sorry.
so.
Poor thing. She was a sweet lady.
And then I also gave y'all,
Robin.
this is a copy of, for B&Bs, that COVID-19, if you didn't, when HTLA did their program,
Yeah, we
that's
saw
a
it.
checklist,
Yeah, I've got it.
so I didn't know if you, so I gave it and I'm gonna have Danielle send it out. Yeah, right there. Sorry, I had 2 printers hooked up and I
Okay.
didn't get checked over. And then this is for restaurants. And so Danielle's gonna send them all out tomorrow.
Wow, that's interesting.
Okay, so everyone, oh yay, everybody's here.
Well,
Okay,
we have that little thing they gotta sign every day,
that's good, yeah,
that little form it's the same one the restaurants had,
okay.
so.
Well, Christie had sent me this from
did.
THLA, so
Now,
I
the
just
ones for the
forwarded.
guests, we have them out there, but, I don't know.
Yeah, we have it for our
I
employees.
don't know
but
how
haven't
good it
for-
is
yeah.
to get someone to sign something, cause they're gonna lie anyway.
No.
Exactly, when people
They're
get
go-
on a ship,
they're
they
gonna
lie.
lie?
Yeah, they lie.
Have you had a fever? Have you been exposed to it? No, let's go.
I'll tell you what though.
Woohoo!
I mean-
Bring on the drinks.
Well, Amanda called me this evening
Alcohol
just
kills
crying, she said, oh my gosh, they came in and did the whole place again for COVID, cause they had a nurse come in, it was COVID, you
Well,
know?
Zach said that, all the testing for all the nursing homes, they had a assessment nurse get tested positive, she, surprised to her, she goes, what? Had to send her home for 14 days.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't wanna talk about it.
it's scary.
Let's move on.
Yeah, he really doesn't want to
She
talk
had no
about it.
symptoms whatsoever.
Okay, so, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order at 5:36 on June the 8th, 2020. And we have our flag, so we can do our pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so your minutes for last meeting are in here, and then Robin, do you have copies of the
No,
ones
I
you
do
did?
not, I'm sorry.
Okay, but you'll
But I'll
get those.
email those to you.
Okay.
They had actually
Okay.
ended up 2 pages when I wasn't expecting 2 pages.
Okay, well, that's fine. So, after everybody has time to read these.
Was I not at the last meeting?
We had it in
We had it
there,
We had it
Anna.
in-
Oh, if I
Yeah.
know, I wasn't, I guess
No,
maybe I
you
was out of
weren't.
town, I don't know,
I think
mean,
you were.
maybe so. I don't even remember what the last meeting was, but okay.
It's all a blur.
And all
You
blurs.
made
The
me
whole
quarant-
year's a blur.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
What did we learn?
What
I didn't even look at it, cause I didn't wanna be depressed. I didn't wanna be depressed. But I can send that to everybody so everybody can look at it. It was, I think, 12,000, so.
What
Is
day
everybody
this?
okay?
This has got April in it, so.
Okay, is
Fine.
everybody done
Fine, I'll
reading
touch
the
this to
minutes?
it
Can I
all.
have a motion we accept as presented?
Oh, no, yours.
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Paul. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Second, thank you, Anna. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Now, for the, okay, so, for our budget, for our, visitor promotion center, we are right now, it's looking pretty okay as far as, the income. We're not where we certainly wanted to be. Year to date, we have 79,688, and we did get a very small check in for the April of $1,946. So we are at, if we go ahead and count that, 81,634, so. Anyway, so right here, this 3,970 that's showing on your report is for March. That is your March, income. And then I'm just telling you what we got in for April, which was, well, 1946. But hopefully, May is gonna be
It's-
coming
yeah,
up, it's
it-
looking good.
it should.
I mean, the hotels on the highway, I've seen lots of cars there and everything, and we've had lots of people in town during the week, so hopefully things are
I
picking
did a
up.
comparison. I did a comparison the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks were
We have to share with, somebody for the other one, Paul, I'm sorry. I was stapling and I didn't get to. Okay, so as far as the income,
We're up last week.
Your part, I got
You
two
know-
page
For the last 2
sixes.
weeks.
Is it page six?
Uh-huh.
Okay, here, you can have one of mine.
sorry, y'all. I
Maybe
must,
it's very
you
true.
need six
Either
or
three,
three.
I'll trade with you. There you
Okay.
go.
Which one were you missing?
So, anyway, that's
Page
where we
one?
are
I
as
have the
far as
income. Yeah, you
income.
have
I
the
think it was
income.
4%.
And then if we look at expenses, we are into 66 and 2.239% of our budget. We didn't have many expenses this last time. The phone, of course, that's Muni Services was for 2 months, the phone, and then advertising was all the expenses we had, because Danielle's still been on leave. But we are opening back up, on Monday, but we're only gonna staff it on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, we are opening back up, but we don't have any events for June or none for July, because we called and canceled those, or people called and canceled because we're at 25%, now we're at 50. But, we weren't when we canceled all those, so at 50, we still have to space, and everything like that, so we'll just see how the rentals go. But that's where we are with that,
So we're staffing only for, you said Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yes.
But the building will be open starting Monday?
No, I think we're just gonna open the building, I mean, that's like the date, but we're gonna open it on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, so open the week
Yeah.
of, but Thursday.
And, cause I've got to talk to our cleaning lady, if we open it, we really would have to clean the restrooms every day, and that's an expense, you know, and I can't call her at 4 o'clock and say, oh, we haven't had anybody in, you can't, you know, don't worry about
Sure.
coming in, so, and everything like that. So we're gonna start out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, let's see how it goes. And I've got like a little gate to put in front of the office so that people don't go into the office, you know, they can go to the gate and people,
And
our
Danielle can talk to
employees,
him,
yeah,
so
or
she doesn't
Zach
have
can
to.
talk to them, so it's not, you know, there's still space.
Puppy guy.
So, anyway, any
Is it
other
really?
questions?
Is it really?
A bubble?
So, okay. So, as far as that, things are good. Alright, so then, we don't have any, reports for the, tourism office, cause we've been closed, so we don't have any reports. Alright, so I was gonna, move, Hugh, do you wanna go ahead and do your presentation?
Doesn't matter, I mean, it's
I do.
It's
Hugh
either way you wanna
called
do it.
me and, wanted, we'll wait on you, cause this won't take long right here. Update on the hot tax is, I sent the letter from the city, to Avenue waiving penalty and interest for B&Bs retroactive to April 1 through August. So if there was a penalty charged, I've asked them to put it back into your next payment and things like that. So we're working on that, but that's gonna be posted on their website and sent to everybody, so that all the B&Bs know.
Howdy, Joey.
There you go.
Okay, Tommy, let me put you down here,
And my wife does that all the time.
Tommy. So, they've accepted that, the city voted on it, so we're good. So if somebody has paid a penalty and interest, it will go back in. That's something we could do for the B&Bs. It just took a while to get it through the city council, everything like that. So that will take effect, and I'll have Daniel send it out to everybody tomorrow. Okay, so update on Dale from the Texas Forest Trails. They're working on some things to put on our website. I'm gonna send him some of the, little logos, or in fact, I already did, send him some of the logos that, Surratt and them did for us to put on mugs and things like that. And anything that sells on their website, since we're a partner, we get part of the money to put back into tourism.
Do you know what the percentage is that we're gonna?
I don't, he didn't really tell me per se percentage, like if it's, $20, we get 7, I think is right. So
So we-
that's not 50% or whatever.
Which logos are we using?
Well, I just sent him
There's several.
pictures, I just sent him pictures, because they have a graphic designer that's doing all that. So I just sent him the little logos that Surratt and them had done with the letters and everything, 1865 and that, to, have something to go on.
Cause we haven't decided on which slogan we're gonna use.
No, I just sent them all that so they could use it, for some ideas. I said, here's some other ideas.
So we'll approve them.
Oh, yeah, we'll see all that before they do it. Yeah, they're not gonna do it and us go, no, you cannot. So, it was just some more ideas for them to do. Because they couldn't make the, steamboat logo work.
No.
They could not make that work. We didn't have a high enough resolution one, and I went to, Fred that does our Northeast Texas, and nobody had a high enough resolution one. So,
I'll
anyway.
look and see which one I had, cause I got one for a print back from Godfrey when they first did that, so.
He didn't have we haven't had a high resolution one in a long time.
I'll look and see which one.
Okay,
I had.
look and
I'll
see, and
look
if
and
it's
see, 'cause
high
I do,
enough,
I'll forward it
we'll
to
see
you.
about sending it to him. Yeah,
I'll look and see what the res is
Yeah.
on it.
that'd be great. Okay, update on city logo, Ann, have you done anything on it?
Zero.
And, so, we may not,
I mean, do we, if we're gonna change it, do we
I
still
know,
want to?
that's why I said so.
I'd say put it on,
You
I'd
may
say
not
table it
even-
for now.
Table
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we don't need to even, cause that may be obsolete.
Okay. And pretty
Okay.
much what I found out through talking with Tony and everything, it's just a matter of, the money spent to do it and the paperwork and everything on
Yes.
things, some of the numbers and stuff that I didn't know, so, anyway. but,
So, I
okay.
mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to, okay, and anything on the city signage, Anna, BW, whoever?
We decided, to sort of wait till the new mayor comes in, and when the city council is sort of set again, then we'll go back and look at the budgets that they have available for us.
Okay,
And, we think that that would just be a better foundation to work off of, because right now, everything's sort of up in the air.
okay, but you're still getting ideas and stuff?
Oh, we've got the
Yeah.
ideas,
Mhm.
Mhm.
we haven't made the presentations yet.
Oh,
So,
okay, well, that's
And
good.
we're gonna start doing A, B, and C thing for the city council.
Oh, good, okay, all right, thank you for that. All right, so new business, okay, let's go to UQ and you can do your presentation.
Okay, that's fine. I'm here for the duration, so it doesn't matter to me. One of the things that came out in the Anderson presentation, I guess, was they mentioned of having a full color print brochure, visit guide, etc. for Jefferson.
Quarterly visit.
Quarterly, instead of like what we have today is whether it's annually or twice a year. I think there's still some debate over that right now. And so just to get I approached this from getting y'all info on that, information on that. Lots of options. I picked up the phone and called the people I do all the printing through to see what they do. You've seen these. These are the ones that the Northeast Texas group produces.
Do you know the man that does those? Fred?
Yes, I've met him, but it's
Okay.
it's been a while.
Okay.
I should probably send him a note and see if I can print it cheap before him while he's printing it.
Well, I'll talk to you after the
Yeah.
meeting.
There it is. They sent me some samples of ones that they print, more geared, kind of like what we have with events, topics, things that are done quarterly, etc. I've passed that around. There's, different sizes of them, etc. that they do. Even heavier. So they're a little lighter weight paper than what this is. Not a whole lot. This one has a heavy stock cover.
And that's a
with-
yearly thing.
Yeah, and this one's annually. Quarterly costs, when I started looking at it, I was really surprised, honestly. I don't know what has happened with printing right now, due to, I don't know whether they're all making deals because they've got surplus paper or what.
Policies.
Print costs are down right now, which is phenomenal. As an example, the Chamber's calendar, which I do for them every year, is actually gonna run about $400 less than it did last year. Same quantity, same size, everything. So it was real surprising. That one caught me off guard. What I looked at and did it, I approached this kind of two ways. I talked to Pam briefly about it a week or so ago, and you can do these two different ways. You know, the way the Jeffersonian does is they sell the ads and all in it. They have it printed, they make anything off of it, etc. And then y'all just use it to mail out, etc. Or the other option is, of course, if the board actually wanted to produce one and just subcontract all the work out and have it done, and any excess revenue, you know, you pick up off of that. It's two different ways of doing it. I treated it as, and just as, so y'all had a discussion point, I created a rate sheet, how the ads would sell, etc. for you if you wanted to see it. Print cost basically is not bad on them either way it goes. Those are per ad rate, and the ad rate varies based on
It's a lot less expensive than
quantity.
Jeffersonian.
And let me say this, because I'm sure there's people looking or listening. I'm not trying to replace this by any means. I don't want to step on toes. I don't want any of it. I've pitched this same kind of thing to them over the years in the past. It came up again, so I'm pitching it again. This is based, and depending on quantity, changes the ad rate per individual, obviously. I think Pam and I didn't know whether we'd want, if it was done, if they'd want to try to distribute 5,000 of them or 3,000 of them quarterly or what, but you could, one side has 5,000 quantity and the other has 3,000. The rates are just slightly different on it. But those pitch it as full color on every page, glossy paper, delivered here, and then there's just a, you know, you have mailing costs or whatever, distribution costs at that point on top of it.
But we would have to sell the advertising.
No, not in this pitch. That sets up with me actually going and hiring someone to sell all the ads.
Okay.
You don't
so-
have to do squat except
Yeah, 'cause
endorse
we're
it,
talking- Right.
you know, and then use it. Now, the only cost
And
you would have would be
distribute it.
distribution.
Distribution.
You'd have
Yeah.
distribution costs at that point.
Yeah, and I've thought about that. We don't, like, that goes to every travel center in Texas, but we really, if we did a quarterly, we
Yeah,
would do
it's part of
Wausau,
the-
Texarkana.
Part of the suggestions
Nail it
that
down.
they gave us, you know. was-
And the size of,
Yeah.
is
Same
this a
size.
5
It's
by
8.5 by 5, or 5.5 by
But,
8.
you know, one of the things that they have in here is a meeting planner drip campaign. This would be something really good for meeting planner drip campaign.
And, you know, and the content in it, and that's based, those costs too, by the way, are based on one has 41 ads in it, and the other one has 47. The little 48-page book is what it is. If we sell more than that, we can increase the size of the book. Yeah, it'll increase cost a little bit, but it's still gonna pay for itself at that point as it goes along.
I told you, I sent you an email about.
Yes, that you forwarded
yes,
one to Bill
yes,
some
yeah.
time ago.
Yeah.
And so it's, I mean, I love this product. This has been a staple here in town for a long time. Nothing at all wrong with it. Producing in this format gets harder and harder every year due to print costs, usually. And, you know, there's room in what I've outlined for articles about stuff that's going on this quarter, teaser things for the next quarter or 2 quarters out, however we want to do that, as well as
So will they be selling ads for every quarter or for
yeah,
all
you
4
sell
quarters?
quarter. We can do it 2 ways. Ideally, you do a contract of, hey, we're gonna do this for a year. We're gonna produce 4 of them.
4-time rate.
The 4-time rate, you'd multiply that by 4. You know, if you
They
do
get-
all
and they get a
4,
little
do a
discount.
contract, we give you a discount, you move forward. You know, if you buy it one off each time, it's full rate.
So
I mean,
this
it's
is
pretty normal.
48 page,
That's 48 page.
cause I'm holding 24.
Yeah, there's one of them circulating that's 40. I think
Is it this
Is it?
not that one. I think
one's bigger.
It's probably
No,
this
it's
one.
not this one.
that one's 50
He's gonna
something.
be
Yeah.
coming up with the content.
I can produce the content. It's not that hard. There's not that much of it really usually, or
Well, it's
we
gonna
can
be
take
updated every
suggestions
quarter.
from people. Yeah. Yeah, it's a quarterly update. I would include it in the feed.
Which to me is good, cause things change.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
So
the
at every
big thing.
quarter, you gotta change, you make that change real quick.
Right, and
Yeah.
the big thing
Versus
with.
once a year now.
Exactly,
is-
and the big thing with a quarterly pitch though is that
That's 50.
as soon as you finish one,
You're on the next.
you are ready to start, you gotta start pitching the next one. Cause lead time, I mean, the other nice thing is print turnaround on these is 10 days. 10 business days from when I send it to the printers when I get them back. So we can shorten, you know, the time frame, but
But
you've
we
still
do
got,
that.
you've still got proofing and lead time and sales and all of that.
Right.
So it's doable, it is very doable, it's a lot more doable than I thought it was,
Is it
honestly.
price on here,
Um,
the cost of the printing?
The cost, with cost, in fact, I pulled that up, I didn't put it on that. 3,000 quantity, at the end of the day, the print job alone is about $2,300 for 3,000 of it, plus,
What do you mean?
and then I add.
3,000 will go fast.
Yeah, it goes fast. What I based this on, the way I calculated and came up with those pricing per ad rate, is you take your total cost, the print cost, a commission for someone to go sell it, shipping, production cost added in, and you end up with round figure $4,000 for 3,000.
And how much for 5,000?
For 5,000,
And I
it's
think that would change,
roughly
so if
5,600.
You might need 5,000 Christmas, but you're not gonna need.
Right.
You're not gonna
You're
need
not
gonna need
5,000 other parts of
5,000
the
in
year.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And you know, when
we
you start
won't.
looking at 48
That's what
pages,
change.
you know, that's 41 to 47 ads, 41 to 47 ads, you know, some full, some halves, some
But
quarters,
we sort of have to nail down the distribution of where it's gonna go
to pick your quantity.
to pick the quantity
Right.
and to help with, make it easier for y'all to sell.
Exactly, and that does. And so it's a thought of, and in talking with a couple of B&B people about it as well, you know, their first thought was, well, is Hot Funds gonna pay for this? Well, all the B&Bs ought to get a half rate because the tax is doing it. I'm like, no, it's not that. It's driven entirely by advertising dollars. Now, if if y'all wanted to use some Hot Funds to offset
help
the
with it,
costs,
yes.
sure, that could lower that ad rate for them, a little bit, but
Well, we might could give the people paying hot tax a little discount on it.
right, as long as it's made up somewhere in the process,
Because,
it'll
I mean,
cover the fees.
Yeah, well,
It
we
is
just,
promoting
these are
the
not
United States.
real expensive rates anyway.
No.
But
And
it-
we're
but it
gonna
is-
have very limited funds moving forward anyway
Right,
with our
exactly.
digital advertising.
My
so-
my intent with it was to do it where it was self-sustaining for you, maybe leave a little extra at the end of the day, but ideally it operates on a break-even basis.
Cause a lot of
for
the
it.
surrounding cities in our Northeast Texas Tourism Council some do a whole year
Exactly.
and some do twice, and then
Right.
some do quarterly, so
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
it's
you
just
know,
what you.
Having been in the B&B business years ago, it was always, the comment always was there anything quarterly? Because at the time, it was very reliable, twice a year, and regularly twice a year. And there were always people going, where's the next one? Is this
Just-
quarterly? I wanna see a little tighter,
Is this
you
current?
know.
Where's the Jeffersonian distributed at?
All the, well, I don't know anymore, but it used to be
We
all
could
the
tell
tourist
you it's the
information
same.
centers. It's the tourist information centers.
Yeah.
Texas Tourism Information
And then all those
Centers,
businesses.
And then all over
downtown.
town.
and then all over
Yeah.
town. Which, I mean, I've always said, you know, once you're in town, it's,
Good there. The other nice thing with this size for you, it's very easy to mail. You can,
Yeah, and it's a lot less expensive to mail.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is, because you don't have to envelope
You
it.
can, yes.
You can take those, put 3 round dot tabs, one on the side and one on the top, the top and bottom
Yeah,
of
and
it,
put a sticker.
and put a label on it and mail it out the door.
or, well, if
you
they're
don't
going
have to
to the,
envelope.
right, but if they're going to the travel centers, they
Right.
go in bulk.
You can
But,
go-
you know, if we go to
Well-
Texarkana, you know, we'll probably mail them to Houston, but Texarkana,
Right. And those you got in a
Terrell,
box ready to go. I'm thinking
Wasco,
of
we,
when
we
Danielle
all,
gets a
somebody
call.
goes that way.
Yeah.
when
we
someone
drop
makes a
them off.
call in, hey, can you send me info on Jefferson? She
Well,
could literally label, put
we've
a
got a-
mailing label on them and send them out.
You know, we can always send out through constant contact, hey, would you like a quarterly guide?
Yeah, and you could, you know, and that's,
And
They
you
do,
can
they
also
do
do
mail
it
you.
digitally
Back
too.
blank.
Yeah,
I know a lot of-
because
yeah.
it-
And
it'll be
we'll
easy
be,
to mail like that.
we'll also have this digitally,
Yeah, that also includes a digital flip book. I can't talk today. Can't imagine why. So that you could pop it on the websites. Individuals anybody could put it on the website they wanted to.
Or
Be
get-
ready to go.
Or people can have the option of
Yeah, and it
getting
flips through and enlarge. We could set up very easily a subscription base on it, which a lot of people do. It's a flat fee. Figure out what the cost to mail it 4 times a year is, and handling, and if that's $10 a year, we'll mail you all 4 of these, you know, as they come out. Those kinds of things are always options
Well, yeah.
there to help pay for some of
Now,
that.
who are you
Constant
looking at
contact,
to
you want print
get,
copy
Okay,
or-
Robin,
to sell the ads?
What?
That
Yeah,
would
who
be
are
someone
you?
I'd solicit, we take ads and
We
get.
definitely want somebody local, cause
Yes.
we've been through this once before.
Right, it would be
It's been
somebody
a long
local.
time ago. It's because another company from the Carthage area or down
Yep.
that way tried to do it.
And it doesn't
If-
work.
No, because
People
they
don't,
they
they're
were
really
Don't know who it is.
affiliated, people are like,
And that's
oh,
and
yeah.
that's the big thing is that you'd send out
'Cause
your
there's-
initial notice to everybody local to advertise if they wanted to advertise, and email contacts like that, and then I would look at hiring someone local to do it, to do the actual sales.
Robin, you got time,
And
right?
and I've based it on a 20%
This-
commission.
This is
so
what we do for Mardi Gras every year, is a booklet like
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
actually how we ended up getting it, cause the ladies had come by to sell to us for that
Right.
particular
Well, we,
booklet.
in the foundation kept talking about this, and so I went out and got a bid, a really good bid to get rid of that and do more like this.
And really, it'd be nice to
And-
just have one
Well,
thing
we
Right.
haven't had time to discuss it
in
yet.
town.
Yeah,
And
I like,
to get
I like
together
this
with
bid because
everybody.
the Jeffersonian is that price they're at.
Well,
Oh,
you also know that
Cause they've gone to
su-
a year
subconsciously this
That's
is,
why I quit advertising.
subconsciously this is the same size as travel hosts used to be in all the hotels.
Yeah.
And that's the
Well,
subliminal.
see, and those can also, well,
The nice thing with this size is they go in a purse. Ladies pick them up, stuff them in a handbag real easy.
I like something smaller.
Men's
Easy to
they'll
pack.
fold in the back
Mhm.
pocket. They'll slide in a back jean or pants pocket real easy
so,
to carry.
I have a
Nice to
question
just-
for you, Paul, and you, Anna, you're business owners, you guys are business owners over here. So if we did the, say, well, let's go to the 3,000, let's just go to 3,000, then at Christmas we'll need 4. So it would be $150 if you wanted to do a whole ad, $150 times 4.
For a half
For-
page?
For a half page.
For,
That's crazy.
Full color.
no, for a
No, it's
whole
full.
page.
Whole
No,
pa- whole
for a whole
page.
page.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
on the other side.
3,000.
I mean, so
150
for you, that certainly is,
Oh, I'd write a check in a heartbeat
yeah,
for
that
4
is
times a
certainly-
year.
Very reasonable.
Very
For $150
reasonable.
Compared to-
Full
We
page.
do Jeffersonian every
$100
month, every month.
$150
Or is
times
that
4.
each? Is that?
Yeah,
$150
No, each.
times.
That's
That's
a
each time.
half
Each
page.
run.
Half page.
so it'd be
That's a half
$600
No,
a year.
we're talking about the 3,000, it's 150.
Yeah, there's
That's
2
about-
pages, y'all.
One's for
Oh,
3,000, one's for
okay.
5,000.
Well,
But
Right.
that's each.
Yeah,
I would
each
do-
Times
four.
four.
Each time.
I
Okay,
would
let's
rather pay-
talk one at a time, we'll do better, discussing this. Okay, BW, go ahead.
I would rather pay $200 for the 5,000. The distribution is the key. And $200 for a full page ad is crazy cheap.
Yes.
But again, it's gonna change, like I said, like first of the year you may only do 3,000, December you may do 5,000.
But it's,
And
but
And
it's,
that's
if you
where-
stay in it all year.
and that's
it's
where
$800 a
your
year.
True.
discount for a whole year makes up the difference.
Right.
You offer 10% off if you sign up for all
If you
4 of
sign for a
them.
year, you get this.
Then if you only run 3,000, you've
And
got a
if
little
you-
extra money the first
especially if
quarter.
you,
And if you
uh,
disclose that up front, you're okay.
The good thing about
Yes.
print is you can put in, bring this ad in for 10% off and you
Put
see-
anything in you want it.
Then if you see exactly how it's working, the next time you go sell, it's a lot easier.
Right.
Okay, so what if I'm an owner of a business and I say, oh, I just can't design an ad, you gonna
We'll do it.
design that?
Yeah, we'll put it in
So
there.
No
I
charge,
have
be
built
included in the price?
included in the price.
That'll-
I've put
that'll-
enough.
Graphic design is included.
Yes, I have put enough money into the fees into this to cover production, to cover ad building in it, and sales. So
And that's a big thing, I have people to do mine.
right,
But
some
people
don't.
don't, some businesses don't have that option.
Well, if they wanna change it in a
helps.
short time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if they wanna do it for
Sure.
2 runs and then change it,
Do
I
They
mean,
can.
Oh, I would definitely change it every round,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, I mean,
It would, the
Looks
other
like-
thing just to note is that, short of, buying a specific location, inside cover, inside back. Ads are distributed kind of as they
So-
first come first serve as they
Yeah.
work through the book. And then if you've done all four, what I've always done is try to
Can we-
flip flop. If you're in the back, we're gonna move you to the front. If you're in
Right.
the front, you might go to the back
Can we
as it rotates.
add 20% on there, on the advertising fees, and we get 20% for the board?
That's up to y'all. I mean, at that point.
Fundraiser.
For more for digital advertising.
digital advertising, exactly.
We
We
need
have
funds,
to, we
man.
have to
Fundraiser.
check, that would have to be checked out through the city, can we, because I know at one
Yeah, I
time
don't
you
think we can be a
couldn't
for-profit
sell
business.
stuff and make profit.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
you have to be very careful.
You have to be real careful with it, yeah.
Yeah.
If
have
you,
to
I
be
think
very
if you
careful.
disclosed that, hey, there is a $5 fee added, or $10 fee, $10 has been added to support digital marketing on top of this print product, you're okay. But
Yeah, it would have to be.
you have to
yeah.
disclose that up front on the site. And this is just a sample, obviously, that I put together, just to give everybody a reference, something to look at.
So would the board come up with a name for this
You can call it whatever you want to.
publication?
I just came up with Discover Jefferson, thinking of the Anderson stuff,
I
but
like the
whatever you want.
discovery.
You know,
What was what did they say about, making history? What was
Oh,
that?
Yeah, making history every day.
Still making history.
Still
Still
making
making
history.
history.
Still
But
making,
I like-
still making history. I love
Yeah.
that.
I
Did
do
you?
too.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I like the one.
Actually, all of it was.
Okay, so
Those two.
anyway,
The other thing to consider is the first one of these that could, at this point in
Yeah.
time in the year, the first one that you could probably realistically get out and get distributed would be for fourth quarter. Cause you're halfway
Yes.
through the year right now,
yes,
so you're looking at fourth quarter material with an immediate prep right behind it for first quarter, so.
Well, we gotta look at our funds too.
Right, you do.
We may have to wait until next.
Well, and
season.
it's, yeah, and, but
Which is
as
right
this
around-
but
case,
if
it's
it's
all,
Right,
self-sustaining,
Yeah,
you're
that's the
paying, you're
design.
selling the
That's
ads to
great.
pay for
that's
the spring
self-sustaining,
period.
we don't
It's-
have to
it
pay
doesn't-
anything.
It doesn't come off our budget, so.
Right.
Yeah.
right,
And we'd have to go to the city to ask if there was any way we could put money back into, you know, but,
Correct.
cause
Yeah.
that would be kind
Well,
of.
Let's
I
get
know,
started.
I know as a private company, you could always make a donation at the end of a run.
right.
You just have to guard that chicken to the right of kick.
But that's the idea behind it. It is geared at being completely self-sustaining at the rates that you have in front of you.
I think we ought to just go for it.
Well, we can't vote on it, it's just a presentation.
put it as a
Sorry,
discussion
it's
item.
just a presentation
All right.
tonight, I'm sorry, we can't do
Can we-
your
can we,
voting, we can
That's fine.
look at it.
I would like the
everything
sample
that.
books back.
The
though.
other thing, I would like to, address this with the foundation, just to tell them that we are looking at it.
I don't
Because,
think it has anything to do with the foundation.
well, I just want them to know, because I sent them
Well,
some information.
It
and
could
just
change,
help.
it could have something to do with them and any other organization that does these booklets.
Yeah,
So-
and that's why I say that up
And
front.
this could help out with y'all, cause you do, you know, so, I mean, I'm just gonna send out an email to the board members of the foundation and
Well-
say, we're
We're
looking
doing
at this.
Especially if you tell them that this is, if you give them different distribution points that they're not hitting. You know, like meeting planners and stuff like that. 'Cause, you know.
Yeah, we
thi-
need something.
This
for
is,
them.
this is outreach, this is not local reach, this is outreach.
Right.
You know.
I just think we don't need any trouble with anybody, and when Hugh and I talked about it the first time, it was like, I don't step on anybody's toes, you know, I just wanna do this
Right.
presentation.
Anderson
I said,
recommended
"Great."
it, made
You
it
know,
one of their
was-
recommendations,
yeah.
here's the numbers
So-
behind that recommendation.
So, you know, anyway, just, you know, send them out and do that, and then,
So just letting them know we're
If
gonna
we,
do it.
well,
if
well,
we,
if
if we promote
we haven't
candlelight.
voted on it
in
yet,
one
so
of
don't say
those,
we're
they
gonna do
probably
it,
let
just,
us have
we'll,
it.
we are looking at this proposal to do this.
Right.
You know, if
Well,
we
oh, yeah,
promote
and-
candlelight in one, in
And
the
if-
Christmas
and
issue, they'll
all
probably
those-
let
all
us
those,
run
you know,
with it.
like the Mardi
We need to
Gras,
make sure it's on the next
you know,
agenda.
we'll promote the content of those publications. You know,
our October, November, December, we can.
Anything we're doing is enhancing what we're all, you know.
Exactly,
Right.
If any other board wants to do something, jump on.
Well, it's not that, it just, it makes it hard for somebody else to sell the ads that they put in.
Correct.
That's the part of it.
right. I mean,
But
have
it would
things
be
in there.
nice to, the less
Well, they need to be
you
more
have.
competitive in their
Well,
ads.
but well, actually ours
And
are.
they'd sell them, yeah,
Ours
y'all's
are-
are.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
you're
well,
watching
Cruise
yours.
is.
Mardi Gras, you mean?
Man, we
Yeah.
print out
but
5,000 of
That's,
them.
That is
that's
a
a whole
bargain.
different deal
Yeah,
though,
that's
I
a
mean,
Yeah,
we're always gonna buy
But it's
ads.
nice to not have so many different things, that's confusing for people too.
But
It
yours
would
is
be
once a
nice for
year,
more
this
than,
is
yeah,
not.
not, that doesn't really
Yeah.
necessary, except for depending on the time everybody needs to collect the money.
Correct.
That's where
Exactly,
you're getting at
exactly.
it.
Yeah, but
But-
we're gonna advertise it.
I mean, it's gonna be tough next year anyway, period. Going forward from the next year, it's gonna be tough for anybody.
Exactly, exactly. And this, if we do the fourth quarter, you know, hopefully there'll be a couple things coming back. I know Jody Breckenridge is still doing, as of now, her history, haunts and legends. Public Queens has been canceled, and
Maybe.
we're meeting, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh,
Now
Okay.
it's maybe.
Now it's maybe.
oh, now it's maybe,
I've not
okay.
heard that.
Then candlelight tour, we're meeting in July. We have not decided for sure if candlelight's gonna happen.
Burn room.
I mean, and a lot of that depends on, do the
If
people.
you're ready, Anna's getting her
candlelight-
house ready, I'll get the house
Howard to
ready.
do this.
Yeah, I mean, and
Street
that
tour.
depends on, if you have four
We've got Plan B
houses.
candlelight.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, y'all,
Yeah.
if we have four houses and say one person backs out and said, I don't want 3,000 people through my
Mhm.
house, you know, so you're selling
Yeah,
tickets for, so $25 for three houses. So we have to make sure everybody's on board with their house, or go look for one, Paul.
Yeah.
And
Get your
We'll
was-
find
get
them
your
one.
wassail ready.
No, the girlfriend's weekend was canceled by Kathy, but it's so far out that, I think that people are gonna talk to her about,
doing.
yeah, and because she's not refunding tickets.
Yeah, that's.
And,
Rolling into next year.
And so, since she's not refunding tickets, then, you know, they're gonna see that, you know, some people that know her very well, so they're gonna try to talk to her in July to see if things have changed, and she still has time to change her mind,
Yes,
you know,
she does.
and she's been known to do that kind of stuff at the last minute, so. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how we got it back, right?
Yeah, I'm sure other
Yes.
people would love it,
Yes.
you know.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, so everybody needs to, what we need to talk about at the next meeting is, yes, do we wanna do this? Do we want it to be Discover Jefferson? And is that a good name, or maybe some creative person will come up with something else? This is just kinda what they were talking about. We can put established 1865 up there like they did, but anyway,
Sounds
So
good.
look at it.
Thank you.
oh, what'd I say,
I thought it
65?
was
Oh,
established in
there-
1842 is when they got their official charter.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, the
Yes.
charter was, yeah.
1842?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, well, thank you.
We
because
definitely
need
need to make sure
I
we
didn't
print that
realize-
anywhere.
There's been a settlement here since prior to 1836.
I didn't realize you had all the time.
Incorporated.
Well, it was a settlement here since 1836, so it was somewhat established
Yeah, no, they got their official charter.
42.
in 42.
You're talking to-
You've done the
He's the
homework.
tour
He's
guide.
the-
Yeah,
okay?
he knows.
He
He's the tour
is.
guide.
That's what our
so.
t-shirts
And the
say
fence
also.
builder, he's
42.
got it.
42.
We're good. Okay, so,
Okay.
thank you
Good to
so
know,
much.
good to
Thank
know.
you. And I do have.
Do y'all wanna
yeah, we'll
discover
talk.
Jefferson? I think it's all right.
Okay, okay, so everybody just look at that, if you have something else,
Okay,
come up
cool.
with it, if not, you know, we'll.
All right.
Okay, so, then consider, discuss, consider, and vote on the drawing for the free weekend in Jefferson. Since we've been closed down and everything, and we were gonna do it in the
I still got
spring.
some cards to bring in.
Okay, so everybody's got cards, we need to get them to Danielle, and when do you want to, do the drawing and everything like that?
Do the drawing, I guess do the drawing in July. Give her some time to enter all that data.
Well, she's having surgery on the 18th, so.
Is she back in the office?
We're opening next week, but the office is
Let's
only
do it
gonna
through
be
the
open
fall.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday till the end of the month, yeah.
Yeah, we can do it through the,
Through the
extended,
fall.
yeah, just,
Well, that's what I need to know, cause I had some
there's a
people
lot of
ask.
data to enter, it's gonna take them a while.
Yeah,
Let's do a June 30, have everybody have their cards in by June 30th,
okay,
and then, we'll do the drawing, in, by October 30th.
Okay, so you're making that in the form of a motion.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we, ask everybody to turn their cards in by June 30th, and that we, delay the drawing till October 30th.
We could do it on Halloween.
On Halloween.
How about that?
Give her time to input the.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's a motion been made by BW for all cards to be turned into the office by June 30th. And then we will, extend the drawing to, have it on October 30th, Halloween.
Due to the reduced hours.
Yes.
It's Saturday,
Halloween?
yeah.
I don't know. Did
We
you
said
get that?
October 30th, that's not Halloween.
It's
Well,
not-
I mean,
yeah.
we're just gonna send out a constant contact with the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, but we could say it's gonna be Halloween. But anybody that has cards after that, so we're gonna cut the cards off at the 30th, right?
June
Of June
30th.
30th.
And they have to be turned in by
Cards
June
turned
30th.
in.
Technically, yes.
Okay, and then we're gonna input them and look at October 30th. Okay,
It's Jefferson.
that's right, what can we say? All right, let's see.
There might be a little grace
So,
period.
okay. Why don't we
Okay.
have the cutoff June 30th? Because we have a one more weekend, well, we have, alright, never mind, that'll work.
Okay, so the motion has been made for call cards in June 30th, and then we're gonna input, and then we're gonna draw on the 30th, which is Friday, not Halloween on Saturday.
I
But
understand
Halloween
the point.
weekend, that'll be somebody who's
But
gonna
we're
win a
not
prize
Halloween.
on Halloween
Okay.
weekend. Okay, do I hear a second to BW's motion?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good, thank you. All right, let's see, Pam, I'll keep you for the end. Update on the Visitors Information Bureau, we don't have any update because we haven't been open, but Zach's gonna start staffing it, cause Daniel's gonna have surgery, and, so he'll start staffing it. But probably, and one of the reasons is the bathroom issue and paying somebody to come in and keep them every day, so we'll just have it done like on Saturday.
Cause
Go
there's
from
the
there.
other bathrooms down there.
Yeah, there are the other bathrooms down there,
That's true.
so, okay, so now, we're going to, we can combine these two, discuss the presentation by the Anderson Group and, look at any new advertising we need. Now, I
I
gave
need to
you
talk
all,
about advertising, I need to talk about what I've done,
okay, but
tell me when.
can we talk about, do you
Let-
wanna talk
let me-
about this first? or
No,
you
I
wanna
wanna talk about this first, and then we
Okay.
can move into
All right.
Anderson.
So when we talk about it, I gave you all a spreadsheet of the finances and everything, and I'm sorry I had to highlight it with my highlighter because my printer cartridges ran it, all three of the colored ones, please. So anyway, and, I know everybody studied up on this,
Are we
right?
supposed to have 2 pages?
And I
or
have
just-
pictures.
No, there's just one,
I
this
have,
back.
I printed it on two,
Yeah, this,
for me.
this back page was, didn't print all the way out, so I had to set it up different,
I
so you have
printed
this
it
one.
for me on 2 pages.
Okay.
Okay, so, advertising. Jefferson was on TV 3 times last week. BW called me and he wanted to get Texas Tech on TV, and
With Rick
so,
Rowe, so.
yeah, with Rick Rowe, so Rick Rowe and I talked, and he did, so we got him to come in to do Tasty Tuesday at Kids, and so we didn't have to pay. And then
Free.
BW came in and, he talked about the Texas Tech thing. And they're all downloaded, all the videos are downloaded, including the Facebook video on our Facebook page, if anybody wants to see it. And then, Fernanda in Living Local Channel 6, they came over, and did a video with the Front Porch people, and with Ruthie and Scott, and Austin Street Bistro, Gina. And so both of those ran. So, and then our commercials running. So that's what we're doing right now. And then I'm ready to talk about Anderson.
Okay, anybody questions on that? We thought it'd be great to
No,
do
thank you, that's good.
Scott and Ruthie
Yes.
because they're new addition, they're new, but it's
Expansion, yeah.
great.
It's
It's just
very-
so
so
nice,
nice.
it looks great
So,
for them.
yeah, very
So,
artsy, I like it.
Anyway, and we already have some thoughts on the next one, so we're good.
Okay, so,
All right.
Anderson, I don't know how many of y'all sat in on the meeting, you did,
I
Anna.
tried to get on, couldn't get on.
So, anyway.
The link they sent didn't work
Anyway,
for me.
the,
See, it worked for
It's
me,
on,
but it
it's
didn't
on
work for her.
Google PDF.
Yeah, that's,
so, you know, the takeaway is we need to expand our digital marketing for our outreach.
Yep.
You know, to get into the DFW area more, in the Houston area where advertising is so terribly expensive. And the other takeaway I got from it is that 20.29% of employees that work in Jefferson work in a tourism-related business.
I found that interesting.
And that is only 1.21% short of the healthcare industry, which is the largest. So we're the second largest, tourism is the second largest employer. The website page views, the number 1 was attractions. And the number 2 was places to stay, and number 3 was places to eat. So that's what people are the most interested in. And then calendar, and then they go to the calendar, and then they go to shopping. We've got to look into it. I need to do my homework, you know, to figure out what part of digital we can afford next year. We got to look at our budgets for next year and the cost of creating it too. So, the challenges, one of them they brought up was the dining options early in the week. That's a challenge. Lack of curb appeal. Lack of park-like amenities like an amphitheater. Parking, you know, for when we're really busy. The constant train activity, which is one of the number 1 complaints on TripAdvisor.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, I just found that out.
Well,
that's because you've lived here all your life.
That's something
And-
that's not.
And
That's
no,
on the track, I never noticed.
and no,
If you've lived here, you
and
just-
no additional funding for us for advertising except for hotel occupancy tax.
And how do you plan to fix that part?
Well, we're gonna,
where's she working on?
Now,
We're
repeat that
working on
again.
That was a segue.
we get no additional funding except for hotel occupancy tax. And you know, tourism drives sales tax, so we need a piece of that.
I was trying to give you a segue.
I was gonna bring it up.
No, sir, we're having a meeting. Okay, you can get brochures if you'd like. Okay. Yes, in the Jeffersonian, the
Yes.
newspaper.
Thank
It's
you,
in the
Hugh.
center. Oh, thank you.
Tell them about that cool tour there is around town.
Yeah, there's a really
Yeah.
good golf cart tour.
Go tell him, Tommy.
Tommy,
Go tell him.
Well, I was listening to what y'all had to say.
Be self-promoting.
Come on.
You have it out there, you can take him right from
No, I
here.
don't.
So areas that we're lacking in, which we very well know is, because that's one of the reasons we hired Anderson, is search engine marketing, you know, and digital behavioral marketing and social media marketing. So, you know, that is where we need to start putting our money.
We need to
Now,
redistribute.
I still think that our television is really working, because if you look at where we were last year compared to where we were this year, until COVID hit, we were, oh yeah, we were up 33%.
We were doing
We
well.
were up 33%.
Oh, we were rocking.
Oh,
We
yeah,
were
we were
rocking.
having a
Yeah,
ridiculous year.
we
Yeah,
were
it's
rocking.
great.
So, you know, I don't want television to go away, but you have to remember, in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth, we don't have any television, so we've got to.
And it's too expensive.
It's too. Oh yeah, I looked into it. It's way too. You know, we could have one commercial a month.
No,
15
social,
cents.
social
But we
media,
get a ton of Dallas people.
social media,
We do.
digital.
We do,
Just
but
repeat
we
for
go
all the
on the
people.
west side. I mean, you know, the far east side of Dallas County. So we've got to work on that. And then they also told us how crappy our website is, and I know it is. So their objectives I thought this was very interesting. We need to make Jefferson more relevant in the areas that we're not advertising. We need to extend our reach, which is digital advertising. Create effective and compelling marketing materials, and create a unified voice. Good luck with that, yes. Explore additional funding opportunities, sales tax, and enhance visitor experience, which is, we as a tourism board have no control over curb appeal, lack of parking, train noise, you know, that, and the city not giving us any additional funds.
Yeah, the
We
train
have no
noise is always
control
gonna be
over
here.
So, you know, I need to put together a presentation to take to city council and just tell them this, you know, here's the takeaway, you know, you've got a stake in this too, and, you know, and here's why, you know, sales tax is driving, you know, tourism drives sales tax.
Well,
20% of the, you know, population that works is in the tourism-related business.
Yeah, and that's a good one to
You know,
take to-
and,
Sure.
you know, and they don't have to have a college education to do it.
okay, I have a point.
Make a point, tell me.
Would we rather have the city council approve giving us some sales tax money? Or would we rather have them approve doing curb appeal projects?
I think,
They're not gonna do both.
they're not gonna wanna, nobody is gonna want to do the curb appeal projects. If we decide as a board, we can, extra funds, sales tax money, we don't have to use it in advertising like hot funds. We can use it anywhere we want.
Right.
So if we go in and say, we want X amount because of this curb appeal,
You're sure about that, though, right? If it's sales tax funds, we can use it
any way we
Yes.
want,
Okay.
any way we
Sales
want.
tax.
Yes, that's what the city's doing right now.
Yeah. What about grants?
Well, you know, they don't have a grant writer. They don't even have a city administrator
I
that
will
knows how to
give
do
you a
grant
free
writing.
course in grant writing.
Oh, I've taken the grant writing course, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm busy enough.
They need a copy of this, is what they need. They need to read
Exactly.
this and look at
So we
this.
need to take out the part about the.
That's what
tourism
they need,
director.
I mean, so does everybody. And if
Mine
y'all
out.
are
I'm gonna print
interested,
mine.
I will print you one out, which is
Yes.
exactly like the link,
Yeah, just leave out the
It-
tourism.
it-
I'm
you
gonna try
are.
to print mine again.
so.
But are they gonna read it?
Cause I've got mine here.
Honestly,
No,
it's,
actually,
it's-
you
it's
need
easy to read.
You
It's
need to
easy
make it
to
a one
read.
pager for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs to be in.
You need to be a one
it
pager.
is easy to read.
It was easy
but
to
it's
go
gotta be a
over
one
in less
pager.
than
Oh,
an hour.
yeah, wait,
It
there's
was-
no
it
one
was just
pager
kinda-
to this.
You could,
Yeah.
yeah, you can
No,
still
I can
done.
tell you, if you'd have jammed all this in one page, I wouldn't have read it.
No, but
It
you
needs
can,
to be printed
Oh,
big.
he's talking about highlight, taking the
It's just a
highlights and
highlight.
putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, I really started not to read it all either, I'll be honest with you, and I started looking through and I couldn't stop reading
It's
it.
very comprehensive.
It
I think
is, and that's
I
why I
think
think they
they
need
got-
every bit of the information in
I think
here.
they did a really good
But-
job.
They
I
did.
think
They
did.
did,
They did.
and I know what you had brought up earlier today, you're right, but yet, so are they. I mean, I'm sorry, they
Oh,
are
about the
actually-
tourism?
Yes.
Yes,
But
but
we
you would
can't
have
do-
to have
We
one
don't
that
have the
knew,
money for it, but.
that, you would have to have a
So
tourism
it
director
was
that
just
knew
what-
about destination marketing. We have never had that, ever. Not since I've lived here.
Here's an idea, okay, and you tell me if I'm wrong, okay? It had been brought to me by somebody else, that, you know, and this is what, we did this in Lake Dallas, and we expanded our hot tax collection past city limits by getting rid of the boundary.
And Bubba and I talked about that.
Why can't we do the county?
It has to pass through the city council and then the county that we can do that. I mean, it's a possibility. It
Okay,
is a
so-
possibility.
So the city council has to approve it, and the county commissioners have to approve it.
And so that would be
That's right.
me
County
extending
only.
it for people who
Huh?
have
County only.
B's out.
Outside the
The
city
county
limits.
County
Well,
only.
Cabin rentals.
Yes.
Airbnb, but
Airbnb.
it would be getting
Airbnbs.
lake properties, mainly
Both
Lake of the
lakes.
Pines, but, you know, anything out there like that, that could help.
Which they profit from us.
Well,
by
I
us
know,
and the thing is,
advertising.
I've talked to Christy, Thomas, and she's a big backer at Lake of the Pines. She's one of the ones putting in the disc golf and everything like that. I mean, she was on our committee that when we did Anderson. I mean, she would really like to see it, but unless they give some kind of money from there, we can't really just go out and do it. So that's why she said, we all can work together, let's just do it.
Cause that would probably bring in enough money to pay for a tourism director.
Something like that probably would.
Interesting.
Well,
And we
before
have a plan,
Not a,
so you have to do
not a
this.
tourism director, a real tourism director.
Yeah, a
Somebody-
real tourism director.
Somebody who has done it in other cities, who has a track record with destination.
That knows.
Not somebody's buddy, you
That's
know,
right.
so. and
Well, and to get the right tourism director, you gotta have big money.
you
Big
got- It's gonna be, you have to have,
Because
it's a minimum of
the
60.
tourism directors we've had have been disasters. Every one of them have spent money, just whatever they wanna spend it on.
Yeah,
Where it
it's,
shouldn't
you're
be.
talking a minimum of 60 to 70K for a salary.
At least that.
So then.
That's on the low end.
So then,
I was gonna say
that's on
at
the
least
low
that.
end. So
Yeah.
then the argument is, they can't be making more than so-and-so in the city.
Not if it's a countywide thing.
You know,
Why is that the argument?
a little talk later.
Yeah.
That was an argument.
Really?
Yeah.
But when you have a tourism director, then there goes your advertising money.
That's what
Well,
So,
and there's
I
no
think
money
we're,
to
I think we're
advertise.
getting way ahead of
But
ourselves
it's
on
the same.
that.
All
I
right.
think we're getting way ahead, I think we just need to take a step back, I think if someone wants to pursue that and collecting,
Well,
like,
I think between grants and that, we could probably make up a huge difference in revenue.
but you gotta have somebody that'll do the grant writing.
There's grant writers that work on a contract. They get a percentage of the grant if they get
If
it.
you get it.
Sort of like the lawyer.
Well, it
And,
depends
Trailer
on,
does.
it depends on what kind of grant.
Trailer does, the one the city uses does that.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on what kind of grant you're looking for out there.
Well, I mean, $300,000 is the Main Street grant.
Yeah,
I
'cause
know,
can find
but you
lots
have
of
to have a
grants.
full-time employee.
To take care of that.
To be-
They'll tell you which one it is, they have a list, and that is part of the grant.
The city has put it back up that they're gonna hire a city manager and everything like that, so, I mean, I think we need to keep that,
Should be
but
one of his qualifications.
they're, you know,
Yes,
it's,
Yeah.
as a
Oh,
grant
yes.
writer.
Yeah.
and everything like
That's
that,
right.
so, and the
Cause
Jefferson,
it was one time and we.
yeah,
had
the
one that
Jefferson
could do
Hotel's
it.
opening back up and everything like that, I'll talk to Victor and to Leeward and to Christie about that, but I mean,
Sean.
I've got, yes, sure, of course,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
but, I mean, all we can do is start, but I
Sure
mean,
could.
right now, we know we can't do both. We cannot have a tourism director and
Advertise.
advertise, so, you know, we need to set our priorities, so right now our priority is advertising.
And I have to say, we're
And
rocking
then-
along pretty well.
Yeah,
Right.
and then go from there.
The county gets sales tax money as well, right?
The county does, yes.
So
And-
if they
and-
if our tourism increases their sales tax dollars, the county's gonna make up the difference.
Right. So, but the thing is, we'd have to convince the county that we, in our booklet, our advertising, are gonna advertise the lakes and everything for them to want to pay
That's
that
gonna
hot
get-
tax
Which,
in.
of course, the
Your guy,
lakes
more
are a
people
big
talk.
draw, I mean, the
Yes,
lakes
I
are a
mean,
big
so
draw.
that would put
For
more,
sure.
more hot tax in. I
Right,
mean,
but you drink-
cause
Right.
like most cities only do the city, they don't do outside.
So
So,
I think we should
you
change the
have to
name
get-
And we need to go outside
to
to give them
Discover
more to do
Jefferson and
in
Marion
the
County.
area.
Whatever.
Well, we can, if we get some money from
Yeah.
it.
And they really, with the new, disc golf and everything, Christy and them, they want us to help promote them, and they
Sure.
want to help promote us.
Are they
Absolutely.
open now?
I don't think they're quite finished, but they're working on it. So,
Is she doing it? Is this her venture?
I don't know if it's her venture or not, I just know she's really big on that. And just, I think it'll be great, and she thinks it'll be great for the millennials and everything like that.
Oh, I'm
So-
gonna play.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, but
I
yes.
wanna
Have
do
y'all
it.
ever, have y'all ever
Maybe
played
if
Froth?
things pick up too,
No.
the Anderson group needs to
Froth,
make
that's what she's
some
called,
invitations.
disc
Oh,
golf.
oh,
It's
frisbee
too
golf?
expensive.
No, our
Frisbee
kids,
golf.
our kids do, I
That's
didn't
what we get what we
know, I didn't
want.
know about that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
our
fun.
kids,
They
our
make the
kids
better
love it.
cakes.
They
They
think
Exactly,
it's-
and that is a good suggestion, so,
Yeah.
okay, so let's get back on track, y'all.
Okay.
So what we need to do is you know, keep that in the back of our mind, but right now we need to see what we wanna do as far as the advertising, digitally.
Well, we don't have to decide that tonight, cause we gotta look at numbers.
Well, no, but I mean, that's where we're going
Yeah,
right now
I think
with
right
this.
now,
And so, you know, everybody needs to look, this is a great little spreadsheet, even though I highlighted some of it myself.
No,
Look at it, see
Now-
where it is, they have it laid out great, when to do what, so, I mean.
This is a stupid question, I know, for you gurus, but when you say digital, explain what you mean by digital.
there's two kinds of digital, okay? There's, Google AdWords type digital, then there's banner type digital,
Okay.
okay? So, and then the other one is email marketing, okay? So those are the three digitals that you can look at.
I
Okay.
didn't know.
So, like search
I'm asking a
engine,
stupid
or
question.
search
You're saying
engine,
more digital,
or
I
search
didn't know what
engine,
digital
Yeah,
was.
no.
search engine, they're talking about
And then-
search engine marketing is like, okay, if you're on your
Mm,
computer
Google.
and you're like East Texas travel, boom, you know, we could pop up as an ad.
At the top.
And
Yeah.
then- And then
It-
social media is different.
Yeah, and then behavioral digital marketing
That's
is
when they-
more like serving ads to predetermined,
You know how when you-
categories.
You know how when you look up something on Google, okay,
And then you see.
then all of a sudden you have an
Vegas.
ad, that's
Yeah.
behavioral
If you look up
SEM.
Vegas and there's all these Vegas
Mhm.
Yeah,
ads.
that's behavioral
Yeah.
SEM.
Same on Facebook, you
Right.
do the
Yeah.
same thing. they
Yeah,
do too
that's
on
what they're
Facebook.
talking about.
You look at something and then next time you
Now,
look, there it
Yeah.
is.
The other thing about it is,
Okay.
and then we decide how many times we retarget them, you know, so.
And they'll make a suggestion, but they've got the software that like, it pops up on her computer 7 times and she doesn't click on it, she gets
Right.
taken off and they move to you, you know? And so they can track all this and give reports, whereas, you know, we don't have, I mean, we can, and we've done some of this, Google ads and Facebook ads, we've done some
Yeah.
of that already, and we can get our
But-
reports from Google and reports from Facebook, but they're much more
Yeah,
comprehensive.
Google AdWords, we could run our own campaign, but we wouldn't have that kind of, data. And
So we would pay them to do that for us.
yes,
And-
that would be their platform, and they have their own proprietary platform that does it.
And what's the cost of that? What was
That
the cost
is-
of
Well, if you look
If
at
we did
this,
that.
if you look at this,
Uh,
it
that?
tells.
Not everything, but
No,
just,
if you look at that,
digital.
it's,
Where is it supposed to say? Oh, it's at the top?
yeah,
Yeah.
and what months and
$6
everything
grand.
like that, so.
$6,000 for 3 different campaigns that they would come up with.
Well, that's not bad.
No, that's
Well,
not-
we spend
that's
that
just
on
the
television
creative.
commercials.
That's just creative.
That's just the
That's
creative,
creative.
that's not
That's
not
not
running.
No, that's just the product, right.
Right, that's
That's
just
the
the
creative.
product, that's not,
That's
that's,
them putting it together.
yeah, that's just the
Okay,
product.
So 6,000,
Plus
Plus-
whatever,
Plus-
Clicks, or is it, no.
they do a SEM, it can be per click, yes.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a variable cost.
Yeah. Digital display banners
That,
is $6,000.
right,
Graphic standards guides is 1,800.
we don't really do that.
Yeah, we don't.
So,
so that's just their cost for putting that together.
that's their, yeah,
Not, what,
Yeah.
so what were the other costs?
that we have to contact them on.
Well, the other cost would be getting on the platform and paying for them to do it.
Yeah, we'd have to tell them what cities we
Here
want
it
to
is.
hit.
Cities and
Yeah.
everything like that.
So-
We have to target geographic areas.
Yeah,
So the other thing you could do is like design your own ads or get somebody here, but I mean, you'd have to find somebody that's really got
So-
it together to do it.
So-
yeah, we don't have.
So
that.
how do they say other towns like Jefferson pay for that?
Well,
The hot tax.
Seguin,
Just hot tax?
Seguin does the hot tax, and Bronxville's did hot tax.
And see, Seguin has all that water and everything, so
Yeah.
that draws
And
it.
the Bronxville's got
Wow.
tons of hot tax.
But see, like Marshall is
Is
like,
that just city, or is
yeah,
it
just
county
city,
like you're talking about?
just city.
Actually,
mostly.
I think
Ca-
Bronxville's
now-
is Como County.
Okay, and Seguin might be, depending on where their lakes are compared to whatever, but it depends on, it has to be voted on. And you have to get out there and do it. But like Marshall, their hot tax, because they put a whole lot of their hot tax into restoring that building, now they have to pay for it, and they're not getting any money in, they're really in some,
They,
Memorial City Hall.
they,
yeah.
they entered into a payment agreement with the future hot tax?
Well, they can't even make the payments right now because the hot tax hasn't
I
come
didn't know you
in.
could do it legally.
I don't know how they-
Restoration is historic restoration, so
Oh,
I don't know, but,
So,
yeah,
so
cause
the majority of the towns use their hot tax to pay
They can
for
use
this.
you can use a percentage for a
but
percentage.
so that's where
Right, but I
that's,
didn't know you could enter into a future hot tax collection agreement, period.
well,
Right.
they're not,
Now we
they're,
know, we may do it.
yeah. But what they're doing right now is they have to pay for that, and so, Elaine, I've worked with Elaine on how to go out and collect hot tax and find Airbnbs and stuff like that, because they are really hurting.
I imagine.
Well, is that the,
We
not the
don't need
big,
to be talking
it's
about
the,
them.
yeah.
Anyway, but to your thing is, you know, it's, you know, I think New Braunfels was Commonwealth County, so I think it was a county whatever.
Mhm.
But they've got so much down there, they have the surplus.
But
Yeah,
we
but I'm
have a
talking about
lot.
counties comparable to us, though,
There's not
Right.
really anything
They
in
haven't
Texas.
worked with
What
a
about,
county that's
okay,
Yeah.
not
comparable.
Natchitoches,
Nobody
they
that I
did
know
study
around here.
Natchitoches, but they've not worked with
Well,
Natchitoches.
their
They
Natchitoches
studied.
thing was, I mean, you
They
can't compare
studied.
us, that's a university town, I
Yeah.
mean, the whole thing about.
They talked about their they do have a nice website.
I mean, the thing about Jefferson is we are unique in the fact that we are a very small town with all this neat stuff to do. So we're unique in that in that
Oh,
facet.
very much so.
I don't know of any other town in Texas like us, okay? That's why I think it's important to look at promoting the county and city together, because, you know, we are small.
Gotta get everybody to buy into it.
Yeah.
But how did they, if they were suggesting a tourism director, how did they think we could pay for a tourism director
They didn't.
and
They
advertising?
didn't.
They didn't.
They didn't, that
They-
was,
they
that
didn't.
was.
This is all best case scenario.
Yeah,
This
this
is the broad picture of
When-
to be
If and
in a
when you get
perfect
wealthy.
world, in a perfect world.
When they did,
Yes.
when they did the SWOT thing, where they asked everybody what the problems they thought were, that was one of the main things that people
People said.
said, is that there's not a tourism director, so. That's why it's so
That's why it's
pertinent.
brought up
We're just too small for a tourism director.
right now.
I mean, yeah, it's, you know,
Right now.
it is what it is. The good thing about, Anderson is they said we could pick and choose the
What we
different
want,
things
and they would help us
on
with
their,
it.
on their things. Now, we don't have to have all or nothing. We can pick and choose, you know, cause
Exactly.
there are some things that are impossible. I mean, the quiet zones for a train, that's about $500,000 at an intersection. There's no way the city's gonna pay for that, you know, so.
Is it 500? When we looked into it over 10 years ago, it was $250,000. So, well, I'm sure it's a lot.
Well, when we did the ones like Dallas in 2010, and they were, we paid $500,000 per intersection.
There is a way around that, but council has to take certain actions first.
And that might happen when we get a new.
I would love
you
to
know,
hear
you
about
just
that.
don't know.
I don't-
And
what-
what
That's
happens,
later, I can
what
fill
about
in.
the ones that start here and
What's
they
the
go
workaround?
all through town?
I know.
But what we,
And they
I'll
don't.
tell you.
yeah, but we don't, I mean, that's just out there, we don't need to get
Yeah,
out there right now, we
yeah.
need to
Yeah,
get
but we're talking
this-
about Anderson, this all
Yeah.
plays into what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
But this,
and-
And that
Okay.
was a complaint.
no,
And I'm sorry I'm asking me questions,
Oh,
but I
no,
get to
Paul.
see it.
No,
so I
Paul,
want
that's
to
great.
treat them as
But I
good.
think if
Well,
There's
every,
a copy right there. You can look at it.
if Robin
I'll
can
make
get
you a
a
copy.
copy
Okay.
and you read it, I mean, you will see all the things. Some of the
You'll
things
enjoy it.
are just not feasible
Robin,
for us right
I'll
now.
pay you if you
But
make me a
they're
copy.
I'll
doing,
make you a copy.
they're
I
doing
just my printer's not gonna.
the whole big picture.
What I'm doing is
if
it's all black and
indeed
white
we could
except
afford
the
all
pages
that.
that have to have
You know,
color. There's
this
not that
right
many.
here
But there's
was,
110 of them, so the
$111,000. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
even
fine.
putting it together.
I'm paying.
And so they could send their team to come in and take pictures and put it all together.
And I can't take
And-
council money away.
It would be
But
what,
that's not executing it, that's
But
just
here, I'll
putting
put
it
it in.
together.
Yes, and I've said all along, we really lack in creative. I mean,
Yeah.
I pulled something together this past year, but
so
last
that's,
year,
and that's
but
what they do,
we
so
need
they're
a lot
really
more
good at that. Yeah,
professional,
so,
creative.
so
I mean,
we
have some
need,
creative people around here, but
And we could probably get some great pictures for them to use and find somebody that could do it. They need to tell us what they want pictures of, not just go out and take a bunch of pictures and everything like that.
I think we could do some of the creative.
I think
Yeah,
it's-
Pam and I
need
talked
them
about
to
that.
execute it.
But they need to put it together. They need to tell us what they want, we get it, and they put it
Love it.
together.
like
And that's where we can save money.
the Jefferson sizzle reel video is a 2-minute video, they're wanting 25 grand for it, we can do it cheaper than that.
Well, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's how they make their money.
And
Exactly.
in the, you know, and they talk about, you know, what they wanna the target marketing, so then we know, you know, what kind of creative, you know, but we just gotta get more specific.
Because, Paul, they said that they wanted, we needed to do couples and millennial travelers, we need to antiquing travelers, so they broke it down into who we need to target. I mean, they did a really good job.
And they had a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
section on meeting planners, because,
Yes.
business events can replace the lost income for, social events out here. We have such great facilities, you got this facility, got the Jeffersonian, we got the library,
Yeah.
we got all these different places for
We
meetings.
just need to get people here.
And believe me, as someone who's been to a lot of conferences, conference goers like to go to different places, cause they get tired of the same old stuff.
Isn't the franchise gonna open up as like kind of an event center?
We've heard, but there's no,
It's still got a for sale sign out there.
The
Jeffersonian
Hotel
Hotel.
Jefferson.
No.
Haywood House.
Carol Harold's, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Carol Harold's house is
Is,
gone.
oh, did they
Is
decide
that,
that they're
is
gonna
that
do
gonna
that?
be an event center?
Yes,
That's what they're talking about.
that's what they're planning.
Oh, cool.
Who bought it?
The Ponders,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
Teresa and them, so.
the Ponders.
They also bought the hamburger store, I think, so,
They did.
yeah. They're gonna put Colt in charge.
It's gonna be open back up.
It's gonna be exciting to have it back, it's gonna be exciting to have it back open,
Yeah.
for sure.
If they'll
Yeah.
just do hamburgers, fries, and pies.
And
Shirley
beer.
told me,
Yeah.
Shirley's little
That
gardener
sounds
guy
good.
came over and told me he thought somebody was buying.
Gotta have beer
Yeah, and beer,
and beer.
and beer.
They need to
Okay,
have a
and
beer garden.
Yeah, they have that.
And they've
whole
got a place
backyard.
for it.
And
They
just
do,
sell
they
you-
could do it.
Right.
And pies, that's what they
And
want.
they need an outdoor stage in that outside area and a beer garden.
That's it. That'd be great, and that's great if
We
there's
will, we
properties.
should talk to the buyers.
So, yes.
I love
But
it.
wouldn't that'll be a cool venue. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and that would be great to bring a conference in
And
and
it's
do
already got,
that.
it's
And
already
they've
got,
got the bucks.
it's also already got legacy travelers,
Oh,
people
yeah.
who remember it from way back.
Exactly,
Yeah, oh,
from when it was first
absolutely.
done.
It was one
Yes,
of the,
yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Can we-
so,
Biggest
any
person
other
in
questions? If not, if, we can all maybe pay Robin and get a copy
You're
of
not
that.
paying me, I'll get you guys a copy.
So,
Thank you, Robin.
anyway,
Robin.
thank you, Robin.
Are we done with?
Okay,
any-
so
New
let's see, the
business?
presentation by Hugh, the update on business center,
I'll
Pam,
volunteer
you're all
my
done
time.
with
I'm done.
advertising, right?
I'm done.
Okay, yes, we're all done,
So we're tabling everything on Anderson until we find out what the numbers are, right?
right,
Yeah, we gotta work, we just
We've gotta
work.
see where we are, yes.
Just FYI, there's a group of us, Anna and myself, some other business owners are working on July 4th.
Oh, that was.
Oh,
my
y'all coming up with
question.
something?
We're working on,
Trying to.
Great.
we're working on, the city has money allotted, we're gonna go to the city and ask them for the allotted money.
you-
As we're trying to, let me finish, you get too excited. We're working on bringing, maybe having some, well, we thought, the committee wants to have some type of parade, July 4th parade that morning.
something simple.
And then something simple, but for the kids to get involved, do maybe golf cart, kind of doodah, like they do at Mardi Gras. Everybody decorate their golf carts and do some little something for that morning. During the day, all the businesses have something going on in their businesses, whether serving drinks or
Crawfish
watermelon or whatever
Yeah.
they wanna do during the day to get people in the stores where it's cool. And then we're looking at bringing, street bands for the evening.
That would be cool.
So we're looking at maybe bringing 2 or 3 bands, we're meeting tomorrow.
On
Okay,
Lafayette Street,
You're
where
meeting
are
with
you
city-
thinking
you're
about
meeting
doing
with
it?
city council tomorrow?
No, we're meeting with them the third
Third Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So
Third
next
Tuesday.
what about fireworks?
That's really getting close to.
Not sure on fireworks yet, I did talk to, Francine, and she said they were gonna do a firework train Saturday night as of the time we talk. She hopefully, I'm gonna get to talk with her tomorrow.
So we're trying to work with
Okay.
Diamond Dawn to do, it's not gonna be the big
Fireworks.
firework. We want people to understand. We don't want people to come and think, oh, they're not, and not come
And
back
you know,
next year.
I mean,
We're just trying to fill the gap because of
Yes,
what's
So
going on.
you're
you.
meeting with city council on the 16th?
Yes.
The third Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause and I went to your first meeting and I told them, if you give me enough time, once you get it all together, I can try to get you on TV. Or,
Right.
to
Well, we're
promote
meeting
the
tomorrow,
event.
well, we are, I mean, we're working as fast as we can. We're meeting tomorrow night to finalize everything,
You're moving along.
so.
Yeah, 'cause
Well, we have lots of good ideas, but we're
And it-
actually going to narrow it
Rick-
down to
Rick
this is
said
what
he
we're
wants
gonna do.
paper.
And y'all realize you may not be
What's
able
what?
to advertise,
Patriotic
that's not the whole
content. We're doing the
point,
best
the
we can.
point is just having something for people that
Directive
do
from the
come to
station.
town and
Yes.
are already staying to do.
Right,
That's
this
why we
is,
had to
this
do
is
it.
for the people that are gonna be staying in
That's
the
right.
B&Bs.
They're gonna be
Yeah.
here.
Because I.
They're-
To have something, we're not trying to bring everybody from 5
Okay,
counties.
y'all, we still need
I bet
to,
that
go ahead,
you'll-
finish up, Paul.
Yeah, we're not trying to bring people from 5 counties to come
Yeah,
see fireworks.
Local's good,
We're
yeah.
just trying to at least
Do
give
something
people
for
that
our
are,
town.
The
Well,
people that are
locals
already
stay.
here. and-
I
Well,
do
as soon as you-
have all my guests wanting to know,
Yeah.
because they're wanting to cancel if we're not doing
Yeah, as
anything.
soon as you
well,
know,
we
let
are
us know.
working on something, and
Yeah.
so
And
we're,
that's what
Because I
I
feel
told
like-
them, but they
And
were
we'll
like-
send out a constant contact email to that effect to all the
I think we may have already
B&Bs,
told
let
you,
everybody
yeah.
know.
so we'll have maybe some,
Oh.
maybe a couple of bands and some street dance and just,
And if it's in the
And we're gonna-
invitation, as far as the number of people are gonna be in town, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people in town, which is good, and then again,
Yeah, we-
because of the last couple of weekends,
Sure.
I mean,
It's been
We,
great.
we've
Crazy.
had, we had people cancel for July 4th because of that, but we've had rebookings, if people just
Yeah.
wanna travel.
I feel like people,
Yeah.
we rebooked also, but I feel like that's what's.
So we're
Tommy,
trying to
as a
give 'em
guest,
something to
you had
do.
So I
something you
tell you
wanted to say
what,
something?
I
No,
tell
really.
you,
Oh, okay.
I popped in and talked to Adrian and told her, I said, you need to pull
Is-
something together for
Isn't
4th
she-
of July.
Is that the one that's gonna be doing it?
She's
she's on there on the
heading,
meeting.
she's
Yeah.
she's kinda heading it up.
she's trying to get the bands together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cause I
I'm not
knew-
heading it up, I'm
she's
helping.
got a band, and so that's
Right.
what I wanted.
Paul
and
had the
and
idea.
And you walked in that day, and I was talking to her, and I said, and boy, she just ran with it.
Mhm.
She ran with
Yeah.
it.
band
back
together.
Yeah, so that's just
So
some,
thank you,
some
Adrian.
news,
Yeah.
some news.
So, we're working
Do you-
as quickly as possible to try to get this
Do
pulled
y'all
together.
need more help, or you?
Oh, I'm sure we will,
Well, I'll
at some point,
be there to
something.
help.
Yeah, just
I'd
email
love
us
that.
all.
Well, I know that if you need mortars, Lyle has firework mortars at his place. Any mortars.
Well, they're not planning to do fireworks. so.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of
Somebody
that.
will
We're just
be
saying
doing-
Diamond
yeah.
Don do a few fireworks, maybe at his
There's
train.
some
He
fireworks.
probably-
options.
I think that's a
that,
great
you know,
idea,
it's some-
Diamond Don can do his
Yeah.
fire, I think that's, cause
I
he's.
know
Just to
that-
have some
And that was,
fireworks.
as of when I
And,
talked with
his-
Francine last, they were going to do a train, I think it was Saturday, what is 4th on?
It's
Saturday.
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 It's
So
on
there'll be the
Saturday.
9 o'clock train, as of
And,
when I talked with Francine.
Diamond Don did
last.
tell me the tractor show is on.
Yes.
When
Oh,
is it?
good.
It's in,
Good.
are we gonna have it in October?
I tell you what, there were
I'm
a
not
lot of
September.
people came
September.
for
No,
this.
September.
I have people.
September.
I mean,
I thought
September.
we had to be out of
September
town that
was
weekend, but a
still
lot of
1
people
o'clock.
came
Yeah,
down.
I think it's
And-
But they had such a good response.
Yeah.
We got
They
too
did.
many other things
That-
going on.
Yeah, we were gone.
And Outlaw Nationals is on the car
Okay.
show, and
Okay.
it's been requested by the city.
Outlaws,
Outlaw Nationals is happening. They've turned it into the city with the last
When?
weekend of June.
June, last
Really?
June.
This month.
Yep.
Fantastic. Good.
So,
Good.
Yay.
they're still pending council saying, yes, you can change your date to
American
this,
entrepreneurial
but
spirit.
Okay,
That's the
so
plan.
we just need to get that so we can get it on the website and the calendar and everything.
So,
Okay.
we'll know
And-
more tomorrow night, so we'll. try to
Cool,
get you
Paul,
something.
very
And-
good.
And if you can get the date from, the tractor show or somebody, get the dates,
No,
we can
he
get
You
it
know,
on there.
I'll-
Only that I don't remember.
I can text.
Yeah.
I remember it was still kinda hot when we had it last year, but
I'll see if I can text
We
Francine.
were gone,
He-
cause we got
he
to
didn't-
travel, that's back when everybody could travel.
so,
If there's,
It was in September last
on these
year.
events, do we have any budget at all to help anybody with these events?
No.
Even just a few $100?
let's see, what we have.
Which event are you talking?
Like, I mean, like Don, because he pays for that all himself.
But
It's
he's
just some-
making money too. He's train ride.
Well,
He's
yeah,
providing.
but but still, anything with an event that we could help. Yeah, we could have a standard,
Are we on number
standard
7
event.
yet, Colleen?
What now?
Are we on number 7 yet?
Number
We're ready to
7 yet?
adjourn, I believe.
I've got some notes written on that, we
Okay.
haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Okay, I'm looking at the budget, let me look at that. Okay.
I'm wondering.
Well, I asked if we were done. I was,
No.
sorry,
That's fine.
thought we were done.
It's just we've lost
Yeah,
so
we
many
adjourned.
events, any event help, you know.
I'd say it's slim.
Yeah, slim, yeah. Terrible.
Because, I mean, we lost a symposium, we lost, of course, all of May.
We've lost
We've
all
lost all the
April,
income,
all
we've lost all the
everything.
income.
Oh, I
too.
understand that, but we have to rebuild the events to get the income
Right, to
started.
get it back.
We've got a couple of new businesses that we're gonna ask for some money.
And then, and the Hotel Jefferson's opening up, I think July 1.
Well, that's,
think I talked to
they
him.
say they are,
But,
but this,
well-
that hasn't closed yet.
Well, I know
Oh,
it
it
hadn't
hasn't.
closed yet, but
Okay.
Pam told me she thought it was all,
Oh,
I'm
Pam
just,
said that?
no, I just talked to
It's the
Pam and she
same,
goes,
but
well, it hadn't
yeah.
closed
Not
yet, but
me.
he's already doing work and stuff, so I'm just
Yeah,
hoping,
yeah.
I guess.
How do you
So-
not close a place to be working it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But he's
Someone-
working in
he's
it,
working.
he's working it, cause I've talked to him.
He's working there.
He's a little.
Remodel.
Yeah, I've
that's
talked to
the
him,
same guy.
yeah, so, anyway, okay, so, let's go on to items for the next business meeting, the new magazine. Okay, Hugh's,
Oh.
Hugh's idea, the new magazine.
Mhm.
And then, Anderson, if we get anything from them, what else? Robin, do you have something else you wanted to?
I was just making sure we were,
Okay.
where we were at on the list.
Okay,
Gone
so
all
when is
over
our
the
next
place.
Sorry, I
What's the
jumped.
date?
We
Our
thought
next,
we were done.
July the 13th,
Okay, so.
July the
new-
Is there-
Talking
is-
about fall,
Can we,
fall things.
can we vote on something and not have a meeting? Can we, or do a quick meeting, just a interim meeting?
We can do a
To vote
special
on used
meeting,
deal
call a
faster to
special
give them
meeting.
time to sell.
we can have a special meeting, and do that, you know.
Y'all feel like doing a special meeting, just so, the more time he has to sell on this thing, cause I think we're all in agreement.
We have to talk to the city first? Is
Yeah.
that?
No.
So-
We
No,
don't,
no.
because this is not
If we
including
get
the-
money off of, if we were to
Oh,
get
okay.
It's
money
not
off
costing us
it.
anything.
Right.
Right
Right.
now, it's a
Okay.
break even.
It's sort of a
thing.
no-brainer, really.
Yeah, if it's, you know,
Yeah.
everything like that.
You just
Before-
wanted to talk to
I-
some
I-
groups first.
I don't wanna
Yes.
hurt anybody's
Right.
feelings, neither do you, let me
Exactly.
just talk to them
I
and,
understand that.
and
Well, then
just-
after y'all
Once-
talk to them, you let
once
us
you do
know
that-
that we need to call a special meeting,
Yeah.
call a special.
Well, it
I'll
would
just,
be
yeah,
You're
we don't
just
wanna
telling
cause
them
it.
what
October,
we're gonna do.
November, December, right?
Right.
We're not
So-
getting permission.
But
So-
you're gonna need
Right.
The sell time is what you're
most
gonna
of
need.
September to build ads, produce, and get it
Right.
printed.
Yeah.
So really, you have
So
July
we're
and
looking
August.
at fourth quarter,
It's
October,
a
November,
fourth quarter magazine to get it
December.
out October
See,
1.
if we wait till
October,
July,
November,
that's,
December. Yeah.
yeah, it's August
I
to
mean,
sell.
you have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Cause the man I talked to about the Jefferson, he said we need to start in June. That was
Yeah.
for January.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you gotta start.
But you don't wanna
Quickly.
give them too much time to think about it.
Right, no, it's
Yeah.
a pick up and move.
So it's
quick-
10-day
because really-
turnaround time after approval of everything,
Correct,
right?
cause
Okay,
to
one
really
other
get it
question.
distributed, you need to get it distributed and usable for fourth quarter. To pick up your first of events, it needs to go out September 1.
Okay,
Or
so
first
are
or the
you
10th of
going to
September.
have a credit card so somebody can use a credit card?
Yes, all of
Okay.
that's covered.
Okay, is this gonna come under your name and your, is it, how are you gonna do the income?
It would
and
all come
that?
out, we would treat it as the Herald doing
Yeah,
it.
Marion
Okay.
County.
Yeah,
Okay.
Marion County, how, the way I worded it on that was with the endorsement of the board to
Okay,
do this.
Okay.
So, it's y'all's support,
okay,
pushing this is the way you wanna go, making it happen in that manner.
okay. And then maybe you could do a donation back if we can't, you know,
If you
so,
make, if you just make a whole lot of money, you just.
yeah.
Make a fortune off of it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't see that in these numbers.
Okay.
right now.
All
These
right,
times-
so and you have somebody
Greedy,
in mind
greedy,
to help you with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I have a couple of different people we can
Okay.
lean on to sell ads for us, that are
Okay.
all local.
okay. And, hey, why not branch out?
Yeah, the idea was to hit the county, the city and primarily, but not to omit Pines people
Right.
or even Caddo
Yeah.
Lake people.
Because
but
I talked to Christy Thomas about the
Yeah.
new golf thing, I'd.
It'd be real easy to add into that.
Yeah,
You
okay.
just start running into
All right.
Don't forget the
space.
safari.
Okay, and exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so, do I have anyone want to say, give us a motion to adjourn?
I make the motion to adjourn.
Anna made the motion to adjourn, do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
VW seconds it, all in favor?
Thank you,
Great,
everybody.
we can go,
Thank
it
y'all.
is 7:00.